for me. So obviously I could not have said that they offended my secular humanist religious beliefs, since I don't have any secular humanist religious beliefs, Tom.
I've played it on the air already when you had.
Well, Tom, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll give you $1 million of J-Corps money if you can produce that tape where I say I have secular humanist religious beliefs. How's that, Tom?
How much?
$1 million.
I'll have it for you within 20 minutes.
Okay, great, Tom. Secular humanist religious beliefs.
Right.
Secular humanist religious beliefs.
The exact quote is, "It offends my secular humanist religious beliefs," end the quote.
Okay, great, Tom. We'll all be waiting for that tape.
Yeah, just make sure I get on the air, okay?
Oh, Tom, you'll get on the air.
Put me on?
Oh, sure, Tom.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll see you in 20 minutes.
Okay, Tom.
Right.
Be good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We will never hear from Tom again, that's for sure.
Friday, and some people were confused.
Tom and Holiday. Tom, you got the tape all queued up?
Yeah, it's me again.
Go for it, Tom. Let's play that tape.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I want that different money in the schools, too.
Well, I don't know.
I want that different Pledge of Allegiance. That offends my religious beliefs, my secular humanist religious beliefs. It deeply offends them, and my child should have to be exposed to that, should he?
Well, when do I pick up my money?
Never.
Why not?
Because obviously, Tom, you were dealing with something out of context there, weren't you?
Was I?
I mean, A, I don't have a child, which everybody knows, and B, that was obvious sarcasm, wasn't it, Tom?
It was obvious.
Yes, it was.
Not to me, it was.
Well, let's play the whole tape then, Tom.
You want the rest of it?
No, let's play it from beginning to end.
You mean the entire program?
No, let's back up, maybe 3-4 minutes prior to that statement and let it run 3 or 4 minutes after it.
No, we don't have to do that.
Yes, we do, Tom.
No, you denied saying it, Bob.
Well, that's right, Tom. I didn't say
said,
it.
when do I pick up
That's
my
correct.
money?
You don't, Tom, because I didn't say it.
Well, I just played it. You certainly did.
No, those words might have come from my mouth in obvious sarcasm, Tom.
Oh, no, it wasn't sarcasm.
Well, then play the tape from beginning to end, Tom. Back it up 3 or 4 minutes before that and let it run 3 or 4 minutes after it, Tom.
There's no reason for me to do so. You said.
Of course not, Tom, because I'm dead right.
No, you're not. You're dead wrong.
Well, then back it up, Tom, and let's hear it. Prove to the people, Tom, that it's not sarcasm. Go ahead, back it up.
No,
you want your money, Tom? Back up the tape.
Sorry, pal. You can't.
No, sorry to you, pal.
When do I pick up my money?
As soon as you play the tape in its entirety,
Sorry.
Tom.
Won't worry,
No, it's
pal.
sorry for you.
You said you didn't say it, and you did.
No, I didn't.
Now, why don't you be a man and admit it?
Hey, look, punk.
Yeah?
I'd watch my step real close if I were you.
Oh, you're going to have me arrested again, Bob? Like at the other station for, third-party boycott? Tough guy?
Well, Tom, if you had...
Remember, Mad Dog,
Tom,
you're no match for me, punk.
I'm no match for you, Tom.
Because every time I call,
Tom, I'll tell you what, Tom. If I'm no match for you, then why don't you come down and do 3 hours with me? Bring your tapes with you, too, by the way. And also bring your non-existent boycotts.
How much will I be paid?
Not a penny.
Oh, too bad.
Well, what's the matter, Tom? Aren't you a match for me?
What?
I mean, here's 3 hours, Tom, to expose me and to bring all of your tapes.
No, I can do fine like I always do, just calling up right here.
Yeah, you're doing fine, Tom.
You're the one who had the nervous breakdown on the program, not me.
Nervous breakdown on the program? How's that, Tom? How's that?
Screaming you have me arrested for, boycotting you. All that good stuff. Remember? Yeah, remember that.
Well, Tom, had you organized a third-party boycott, that is a federal offense, and I promise you we would have nailed your little butt to the cross.
Do you want me to quote the law for you, fool?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fine. It's Title 29, Labor Laws, which is under the...
Labor laws or third-party boycotts? Okay, go ahead.
Civil Code.
Go ahead, Tom.
Subsection 158.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, secondary boycott. And there are 3 tests. One of the tests is that the participants must be in a managerial employee-employer dispute, which it wasn't. I would have to be a labor organization, which I am not. And the third test is that the victims of the boycott would be without an escape. And since advertisers have 30 other stations to advertise in the market,
Well, Tom, there's a 4th test. Tom, there's a 4th test.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And that is you actually have to do it instead of just blowing off a lot of hot air.
Hey, I got on the air and I told them what I was doing.
No, Tom, you didn't do it.
What do you mean I didn't do it?
Where are your petitions, Tom?
I never said I was petitioning anybody.
Oh, where are your records, Tom?
I don't have any records.
I know you don't have any records.
What, does Law say I have to have records?
Well, Tom, you would have had to have contacted people in order to.
I did.
You know, just sitting there spouting off a lot of hot air.
People, Bob.
Thousands of people.
Yeah, you know how I did it?
How's that?
I did it on your show and David Fowler's show.
Oh, I see. You mean you just sat at home like you normally do behind closed blinds and spouted off a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hey, just a little punk, afraid to come in and do 3 hours with Lassiter.
I have credibility.
Right, Tom.
What do I want to pimp your ratings for?
Well, Tom, if you have credibility, why don't you back that tape up a little bit and play it some more, huh?
Well, when am I going to get my $1 million?
As soon as you back up the tape and prove that it was said in context.
Dream, Bob.
No, sorry, Tom.
Can't do it.
Yeah, I know you can't do it because you can't prove that it was in context.
Oh, you never say anything about sarcasm, Bob. You said, no, I didn't say it.
No, Tom. No, I didn't say it, Tom. That's right.
Like I said, we need more chat with Bob. We need more...
Yeah, I know you need more chat with Bob, Tom. It's about the only thing you can deal with.
Yeah, you're the one with the millstone around his neck.
Am I, Tom?
Yeah, shock radio.
Yeah, what about that?
Well, you can't be the king of shock and be credible at the same time.
Really?
That's why you're doing flip-flops all the time.
Oh, flip-flops.
What I'm waiting for is the monologue about all these minimum wage employers and why should you have to pay extra money for hamburgers and
Tom,
go to hell and all that.
Tommy, baby, tell you what, let me put you on hold. I want you to get a chance to get all of this off your chest. And Charlie Davis is standing by with WFLA News Brief. Charlie? Tom?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So what day do you want to come in and do the show with me, Tom?
How much you going to pay me?
Nothing, Tom. We don't pay guests.
Well, I don't pimp ratings for free.
Oh, pimp ratings, Tom?
Yeah.
Well, Tom, how do you think I managed with all of these ratings without you?
Well,
I mean, you really think people would tune in to listen to you, Tom?
As good as they used to be.
I beg your pardon?
Last time I read the Times there about a week ago, they said slipping a little.
No, they didn't say I was slipping a little. As a matter of fact, the station took quite a dump, along with WRBQ, along with virtually every station that had been up there the last book.
Ratings are fine, but, you know,
well, Tom,
you're the king of shock. There's no getting around it, no doubt
about
it.
That's right. King of shock, king of talk radio, you got it.
Credibility.
That's right.
Something you don't have.
Well, I beg your pardon, Tom. I have a great deal of it. You haven't done anything to chip away at it.
Sure I have.
No, Tom, you took a tape out of context. You took a tape out of context and then tried to imply.
I know.
Tom.
Like
And you see, Tom, and you see, Tom, you're the guy. And you see, Tom, you're the guy.
And then had to have.
Tom, you see, you're the guy that won't take me up on my offer to come in and do the show. You're the guy that won't back up the tape so that everybody can hear what it really was. You don't have any credibility, Tom.
You're the guy I proved to be a liar.
No, you didn't, Tom.
Yeah, when you said you tapped my phone back at the other station.
No, we didn't say we tapped your phones.
You said, this is an exact quote. Oh, by the way, Holiday, we just tapped your phones. We know who you are.
Yeah, we got a readout on your phone number.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you said my name over the air.
That's right.
Yeah, but I don't have a phone.
Don't you?
No.
Oh, I guess you're talking from a tin can.
No, I'm talking from a relative's phone. There is no phone in my name in this area. So that means...
Well, then how do you think we got your name, Tom?
Off a letter I wrote to management.
Sorry, Tom.
No, sorry, Bob. You're
Sorry,
a liar,
Tom.
and I just proved it.
No, you didn't, Tom.
And then you had your 5 minutes of Bash Lassiter show,
Tom?
and I called you, and you said,
Tom?
we can tap your phone. We can,
Tom?
if you're arrogant.
Tom, do you know how we got your name?
No, how'd you do it, Bob?
Well, do you remember right around the same time you got a telephone call, and when you picked up the phone and said hello, somebody hung up? We recognized your voice, Tom, when we called the number. That's how we know it was you.
Sorry, Bob. You got it off a letter I wrote to management.
Well, Tom, it's very difficult to identify a voice off of a letter, isn't it?
Well, I mean, when you go through all the letters and you find one from the same area, it's not...
The same area, Tom?
Huh?
Tampa Bay, 1.8 million people. I'll bet there are at least 3 other guys with the name of Tom.
Holiday? Right. You got my name off a phone call, but there's no...
That's right. We got your name off a phone call, Tom.
Hi. What'd you do? Use like a voice matching machine?
No, it was somebody who was familiar with your voice, Tom.
Yeah, sure. Oh, boy.
That's right, Tom.
You're really going down the dumper now as far as credibility. Now, why can't you just admit it?
Did what,
I
Tom?
called you a few weeks later. You stated that you didn't even tap the phone. You said that we can tap your phone. If people like you
Tom,
are
Tom,
you know,
Tom,
that's
only,
you had
Tom,
your breakdown on.
Tom, I'm sorry, only the proper authorities can tap your phone with a court order.
I'm just saying
However,
that's what you said.
Tom, even you could buy a little machine for about $4,000 that'll give you an instant printout of any phone number
Hey, that's what you said.
that dials your line.
That's the show you had your nervous breakdown. When you went home, you found your wife in tears because she had been listening. You remember that show? It was a show, you know, you got 5 minutes of uninterrupted Lassiter bashing, and I got about 30 seconds. You know, when I caught you in the lie, I was, boom, gone.
Tom, you haven't caught me in any lie, but I'll tell you what, Tom, I'd be delighted to keep you into the second hour to point out some of those lies.
This is long distance.
Well, Tom, we'd be glad to call you back.
Fine. Well, I'm not giving you my phone number. I'm not giving you the phone number here because you've already tried to have me harassed.
No, Tom, I don't try to have people harassed.
Oh, you read my name over the air, fool, didn't you?
That's not harassing you, Tom.
Oh, no. And then the guy called up and said, oh, I checked all the phones. Oh, I couldn't find that guy's phone number.
Tom, I'll put you on hold.
With News Radio.
Tom, you still there? Tom? 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 Funny, there isn't any dial tone. Line seems to be open. Tom? Tom? Oh, gee, I guess Tom didn't have any more time today to expose me. Let's go to, let's make it Tom in Tampa then. Hi, Tom in Tampa. You're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, you having a good Friday, aren't you?
I'm enjoying myself immensely, yes.
Let me ask you something.
Sure.
Did you get a piece of that turkey yesterday?
Nope.
You didn't?
No, it was all gone.
You're kidding me. All of it?
Yeah, you've never seen a carcass like that in your entire life. Never have I seen one stripped that much.
I'm
Except
the
by
guy that brought
vultures.
it up there.
Oh, okay.
I'm the guy that promised you the roast beef if you beat me.
If I
with
beat
the 5
you?
states?
Oh, yeah.
That look we got?
Uh-huh.
You're having some Friday. I've been listening.
Well, the next time you bring them turkey, I mean, could you bring them, could you bring them a pail of, soapy water and some rags, too?
Well, I didn't know that was going to happen, Bob.
Oh, unbelievable.
Well, they must have enjoyed it.
Well, I think they did.
I thought you got maybe at least a drumstick.
No, it was totally picked clean.
Disaster, huh?
What was the drawn butter for?
Oh, that was gravy and butter mixed.
Gravy and butter mixed.
So you
Okay.
can make soup with it.
I see. I couldn't figure that
Why,
one
you
out
get
for the
that
life
too?
of me. Well, it was somewhat congealed by the time I arrived. Not only in the bowl, but all over the table, too.
Oh, incidentally, did you see that show last night? Gerardo Rivera? Not the show, but the news clipping on TV.
Where he broke his nose? Yeah, wasn't that great? I tell you, I haven't...
That was fast, though.
I haven't had such a warm feeling inside my body, and I couldn't tell you when.
They're catching up to him.
Unbelievable.
But, it was so fast. They flicked through it, bodies flying all over the place, the chairs, the tables. It was unreal.
Well, I've done a show live with Roy Ennis, and anybody that would fool with Roy Ennis is indeed a fool because he comes complete with a number of very large, very mean-looking bodyguards.
He's that way.
And he's a very large, mean-looking man himself.
Wow. I didn't think that guy was like that. But I guess I got a little surprised last night when I seen that. Boy. Well...
Mean-looking bodyguards.
He's that way.
He's a very large, mean-looking man himself.
Wow. I didn't think that guy was like that. But I guess I got a little surprised last night when I seen that. Boy. Well, I'm going to let you go. I want to wish you a nice weekend.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
All right, Bob.
Take care. Friday, obviously, anything goes. Danny in Tampa. Danny, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hi, Bob. I wish I was getting you when you were in a mellow mood and,
In a mellow mood?
Yeah, because you just got done going just before with the guy with the turkey. I felt like you were going 8 or 10 rounds with Sugar Ray.
Mm-hmm.
You were jabbing in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I was wishing I would get you at a time when you, I don't know, maybe, guys have times at the end of the month when they feel mellow, too. Because I wanted to ask you if you'd do something with me.
Oh, do something with you, Danny?
But I don't know if there's a good time to ask you.
Happily married man. What did you have in mind?
Well, you could bring your wife. All right, listen. I'll give you I'll give you the short of it, actually. I was listening to the program, and your life and my life parallel a lot. About the same age, from the same place, in there for the decent buckos now, and a lot of things parallel. So what I was thinking was, when you were talking about giving something back, I never done anything like this. But what I was thinking was, would you, consider going over to, the VA for, 2 hours on a day that, means a lot to you, which is Thanksgiving, and, for an hour and a half or 2 hours feeding guys with no arms and no legs, little Mr. Turkey. And I would go, too.
I don't know. I'd have to give it some thought.
That's like giving something back.
I'd have to give some thought to that.
I was thinking, I do absolutely nothing. I feel like I'm a good person, but, I was figuring, hey, I know you're in there for the ratings. I know it's a business for you. If it would wreck your reputation, I was going to ask you, maybe you could ask Ted Webb. Because he's, I heard he's I never talked to the guy, but I heard he's a real nice guy. Maybe he would go.
I'll give it some thought, Danny.
All right.
I'll give it some very serious thought.
So, you were talking about giving something back and, Big Brothers, and I wanted to join Big Brothers once, but I called them up and they said that, you had to be here a lot, you had to, you really had, it's a big commitment. It's almost like having your own kid. And, I decided...
Life is a very big commitment, isn't it, Danny?
Yeah, I decided that because I'm basically selfish and, still growing up myself, that I didn't have the time to put to it. So then I started thinking that there's these lost souls that are up in the VA. These guys, I swear, they have no arms and no legs. I've never been there, but I heard about them.
Why would you want me to go with you? Why couldn't you go yourself?
Well, as a matter of fact, I am going to go myself. And I was just telling my mom, who makes a big turkey dinner, I am going to do that this Thanksgiving. But I was thinking, if you get, I think they call it networking, if you get one other person involved. And, with you there, with the power that you have, talking to 1.8 mil, I figured maybe... No, there are 1.8 million people who live here. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but you talk to a pretty good percentage of them. You're a popular kind of guy. So I was thinking, maybe that you could start some kind of a snowball effect where, you were talking about making a difference. I went to this guy's funeral this morning. They said that the guy was a real... Well,
Danny, let me stop you at one point.
Sorry.
And, well, no, don't be sorry. I want to explain something to you.
Yeah, okay.
The purpose of this program is not, nor will it ever be, to get people involved in community activities. I am not a leader. I do not have any desire to be a leader.
Okay, I didn't know that. And
whatever I would do...
I didn't mean to, this is kind of putting you on the spot.
No, it's not putting me on the spot. It's not putting me on the spot. Danny, hold tight here a second.
Go ahead.
Whatever I would do, whatever I should do, should be done as an individual, because I'm simply not a community leader, nor have any...
I'm selfish. I'm involved, with my business.
I can dig that.
Huh? I
can dig that. You say our lives parallel. They sure do in that way.
Yeah.
I'm selfish, too, with my time.
But I was also thinking, just think, of a fat guy with suspenders with his thumbs wrapped around him, because that's how you'd feel when you walked out of the VA after just an hour of helping somebody. Or, it doesn't have to be that. I picked that because, I don't know, I had a daydream about it. But I thought, geez, if you get one other guy involved, and here's a guy that talked this week about wanting to try to give something back, and I thought I'd ask you. So I know it sounds kind of weird, but what the heck? You never know till you ask. That's why I get beautiful women, because I go up to the best-looking ones. You never know till you ask.
Thank you, Danny.
That's it?
That's it.
How do I follow up?
Well, I would imagine...
I said you would think about it. How do I, what's the best, or, are you
Danny, I'm not going to put together a group of people to go over to the VA hospital or to go over any place.
I called to just ask
Well, Danny, if I go there, you'll see me there. If I don't, then you won't.
Oh, okay. I guess that's a pretty good answer.
It's the best I can give, Danny.
Okay. Hey, listen, take care.
Be good.
Bye.
Oh, heartbreak. We had Jacob on the line for about a minute, and he hung up. Jakey, baby, I know if you're out there, come on. Pat in Tampa. Pat, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Yeah, I finally figured out what political party you belong to.
Oh, really? What's that, Pat?
Liberal Republican.
Uh-huh. Well, Pat, that's in essence what I've said for 3 years.
Well,
Well, I can understand why it took you 3 years to figure it out, Pat. Oh, did I hear you say bye-bye? Bye-bye, Pat. Obviously, anything goes. I am very seriously considering refusing to go on with the rest of the program. Very, very seriously considering that. I am heartbroken. Jacob was on hold, was there for about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, and hung up. I don't think it's fair to the rest of the audience, and, what can you guys do? Perhaps I am the one who should lead the cause to get Jacob back on the phone. Jacob, I do not understand why you would do that to us. You make my little heart beat and palpitate. I'm sitting here, primarily today with people who are trying to sabotage me and the program, and doing so very successfully, too, I might point out. But, Jake, I'll think about it for a minute or two, give you another chance to get back on there. And in the meanwhile, I'll even give out the telephone numbers for other people who would like to sabotage the program this afternoon. John in St. Petersburg. John, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hey, Bob, how you doing today?
Great.
Hey, Bob, how you doing today?
I've already answered it
Bob,
once.
how you doing today?
Get off my phone, you jerk. Unbelievable. I mean, Fridays we look forward to. We absolutely look forward to Fridays. I've had nothing but cretins all afternoon long. Gee willikers, guys. I mean, come on. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I do declare. I'm hesitant to give out the As a matter of fact, I won't give out the telephone numbers. It seems to be having an adverse effect. Whoa. Unreal. If you want the numbers, look them up. Grief. Oh, this is dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. Mercy. Bob in Tampa. Bob, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Bob!
Yeah.
Bob!
Hello, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
How you doing, Bobby?
Oh, fine.
Listen, I was fixing my VCR last night, right?
Yeah.
To take Morton Downey on WOR.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of got screwed up.
How's that?
Well, because I turned it on this morning, and guess what I got?
I wouldn't have the vaguest.
Joe Franklin show. And guess who his guest was?
I really wouldn't have the vaguest.
King Kong Bundy.
Well, that's interesting.
So I said, I guess I got to listen to this. So he's sitting there, and he was talking very nicely. All of a sudden, he's calmed down, and he's into the computers now.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about his investment software.
King Kong Bundy has investment software.
Yeah, this is his new thing now. And he's solely into, I think it's Vestron or Ventron, some kind of new computer. But he said that he's retired from the ring for a while.
Well, they still use his likeness in the intro to WWF Wrestling on Saturdays.
Well, he said he got sick of traveling around, so he just figured he'd take a couple of years off. But he was Joe Franklin asked him to host the show, so I think he's going to do that.
Okay.
But it was very strange, and he went into about 15 minutes of how he was into the software and how how he's really into computers, and he's very seriously thinking about just sitting down and giving up wrestling and just playing with his investment software.
Well, I had heard that someplace before.
Yeah, I just think that was kind of strange. And he's talking very soft. He wasn't like Mr. Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And his new nickname is the Gentle Giant.
The Gentle Giant. Well, that's clever.
And guess who he said his favorite wrestler?
I can't begin to imagine. Into.
The Giant.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
I thought that was very strange. But anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that.
Okay, thanks, Ajax.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay, take care. Oh, they're out to get me today. They're out to get me. Might succeed, too. Jesse in Palm Harbor. Jesse, you're on the air at 970 WFLA.
Hello, Bob.
Yeah, Jess.
Yeah, how you doing?
Oh, great.
Listen, I just called up. I want to thank you.
Want to thank me? What for, Jess?
Well, I've been listening to you about, I guess probably a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I registered to vote. I just got my card today. And I owe it to you. I really do.
Well, no, I would have to thank you for registering, I suspect.
Well, it's funny. I was ashamed. My kids would bring it up. They'd say, well, who are you voting for, Dad? And I'd say, well, I don't know. And then after listening to you, it made me go out and do it. And I'm so proud today.
Well, you ought to be. You ought to be a hell of a lot prouder Tuesday.
Yeah. I don't know for sure who I'm going to vote for, but I'm going to vote. And, you know, you talked about whether you're better off or 8 years ago. Well, we moved down here 4 years ago, and we're better off, but we're not happy. You know, we had to leave our family to move down here because I lost my work up in Illinois. And good Lord willing, we're going back next year. But I just wanted to call you up, and that's from the bottom of my heart. I thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.
But I got one more thing to say.
What's that, please, quickly?
And, okay, I know you don't like to talk about other people on the air, but...
You're right, Jesse. Jacob in Clearwater. Jacob, is it really and truly you?
Good afternoon, Mr.
Oh, it really and truly is. I would recognize that voice anywhere. Jake, how you doing, baby?
Well, I should hope you would recognize my voice, since I've become quite the media star outside of this market.
Outside of the market? How's that?
Well, as you know, I have taken my show on the road.
You've taken your show on the road?
That is correct.
Well, no, I didn't know that, Jake. Where are you playing these days?
I have been traveling all over this country, Mr. Lassiter. I've been, conducting prayer meetings in a movable tent all over this country.
You and Irma?
Yes, we have.
And what, she plays the piano or something, and you give the message?
She plays an organ, Mr. Lassiter.
Well, Jacob, we don't want to get, overly
to what are you
overly personal here, Jacob.
That is true.
You finally got her over that fear, huh?
Fear of?
Playing the organ.
She never had a fear. She's been rather good at it.
Oh, really?
She's been at it for many, many years, Mr. Lassiter.
Many, many years? I thought you said she was inexperienced when she came to you.
In organ playing?
I thought in virtually every aspect of life.
Certain aspects which I do not wish to go into, Mr. Lassiter.
Well, for example?
Well, for those who are new listeners, and you rather delight in making fun of the fact that my young and lovely wife was a virgin, as was I, when we married, the holy sacrament of marriage. Is that what you're referring to?
Well, you're the one that was referring, Jacob. I asked you to be more specific, and if you would like me to discuss your sex life with Irma, I could do that.
No, I do not want you to discuss that. I've listened to this show. Some people made tapes of this show, and I see that you're reverting back to your sex, your satanic sex shows, if you will.
Well, Jacob, let me ask you this. Does it make any difference to Irma whether she's playing a large organ or, sort of a smaller one, a compact?
We have a portable that travels with us.
You have a portable that travels. What would you do? Pick that up at one of those adult novelty shops or something?
No, we purchased it at a music store.
At a
what
music
are you
store?
Mr. Lassiter? Here you go again with your twisted, mind in the gutter type of deal.
Uh-huh.
Now, this has no place on this radio. I've said many times you are a disgrace to humanity. You are.
Have you cheated on Irma yet?
Cheated on her?
Yeah.
For instance, when we're playing bingo or something, or what are you referring to?
Well, you mean during bingo games you get up from the table and go out into the hall and fool around?
I do not. We play bingo frequently.
Well, Jacob, remember how when you were betrothed to Irma, you sat on this very show just about a year ago auditioning young ladies who called in and tried to tempt you?
The only thing I was auditioning
over an hour?
The only thing I was auditioning them for was to come to my religion.
Come to your religion.
Now whether you construed another...
Is that a king-size religion or just, a standard double religion?
I would say a king-size king of peace, sir.
A king-size king of peace. There you go, bragging about your, naughty parts again.
Mr. Lassiter, it is a well-known fact that you do have penis envy. And, I have suggested psychological help. I've given you countless hours of psychological
Jacob,
help free of charge.
Why in the name of whoever would you say that I have penis envy?
Because every time I speak to you, sir, you bring up this subject. Now, it's one of two things. Either you're a homosexual, which I quite frankly do believe you are, or you mention my my manhood.
Well, that's because you used to come on the show and brag about it. You're big salami, remember?
I have never, sir.
You've never what?
I have never bragged about any type of anatomy.
Jacob, when you were pushed and asked, is it a large salami or is it, more like a wiener, you said it was a large salami.
When we were discussing cold cuts, sir, you have this propensity every time I call to...
Jacob, you and I have never discussed cold cuts. You know it as well as I do. Don't fib, Jacob.
Oh, yes, we have, because there you go again with salami, etc.
Well, how's Irma anyway, huh?
Irma is fine. As a matter of fact, I interrupted my my lunch here that Irma was making me.
Did you ever let Irma in that room yet? The room where you go in and strange noises are heard?
Oh, yes, she goes in there to clean, run the sweeper, this type of thing.
Oh, you do let her in there now?
Yes,
well, that's
I do.
Good. How's your collection of girly books?
I don't have collections of girly books, Mr. Lassiter.
You gave them away?
Mr. Lassiter, I do not have a collection of girly books. Now.
When did you give them away?
If you want to drag this down into the sewer, sir, if you want to drag this conversation into the sewer.
Jacob, I seem to recall that it was the last time or the time before last, you more or less indicated that the girly book collection was in that room that you wouldn't let Irma go into. The one they used to spend several hours a day in with a door locked?
Now, you have someone calling today playing tapes, etc. Now, you produced a tape that says that I have these obscene materials in my home, sir, and I will give you $2 million.
Well, Jacob, unlike the gentleman that you refer to, I am not obsessed with you, so I don't keep tapes. But I have a fairly good recollection, Jacob. You didn't have the girly books in that room?
No, I do not.
Well, where do you keep them?
I would never look at such things, Mr. Lassiter.
Jacob, now wait a second, Jacob. You admitted you used to.
Do you have X-rated tapes, sir?
Jacob, you admitted that you used to buy girly books, remember?
When I was 15 or 16 years old, that was another life, sir.
Funny, it used to be 17 and 18. Now it's back to 15 and 16. Maybe it was a little more like 27 and 28.
It was not.
Or 29 and 30.
I can assure you it was not. By that time, my gifts of healing had been forthright.
So you're traveling around the country healing people now, huh, Jake?
That is correct.
Well, let's see. On this program, you healed someone's breasts, and then you also laid hands upon someone with an impotency problem, as I recall.
That's quite possible. Both of which are my specialties.
So you're traveling around the country helping people with impotency and breast pain,
among other things. Yeah, you could say that.
How is the impotency business?
It is fine. It is good. You wouldn't believe the number of people suffering from that satanic...
Up and coming, would you say, Jacob?
Yes, it is.
I see. You have great success with this.
It's an up-and-coming market, Mr. Lassiter.
Mm-hmm. How does it go with the breast healing?
I've traveled all over this country. I've seen many people, many women, part women, many women, many men, and I would have to say that breast aches and pains are one of the are at the top of the list.
Right there at the top of the list, followed closely, I'm sure, by impotency.
That is correct.
Which do you prefer to lay hands on?
I don't prefer either one, Mr. Lassiter.
Either one, you go both ways.
Both ways? What do you mean?
Well, it doesn't make any difference to you.
No, it doesn't make any difference.
So you go both ways.
When people come up to me and state that they have certain medical problems, and it doesn't
Jacob,
matter to me.
Do you find that many men come up to you just on the street and ask you to lay hands upon them?
On the street, rarely, but occasionally, yes.
When was the last time a gentleman came up to you and asked you, just to lay hands on him?
Well,
are you hanging out at that park in Clearwater a lot?
I've been to several parks in Clearwater. Why?
Oh, really?
Yes,
I see. Do you take Irma with you when you go to the park, or do you kind of go by yourself?
Well, sometimes I like to take walks, and she will wait in the car.
And she will wait in the car, especially at Crest Lake Park, I assume.
We've been there many times.
Many times. Round about, let's say sunset or so?
Are you trying to make a date, Mr. Lassiter?
No. Actually, I have plans for the evening and for tomorrow as well. I am free on Sunday, though.
Well, I'm glad that you have plans.
Jacob, would you like to lay hands on me?
No, I would not. You are beyond help, sir.
Beyond help? Why is that, Jacob?
You are in the pit of hell. You are the pit of hell.
And, besides, I'm 43 years old. I'm, somewhat overweight. I prefer, I would assume you prefer younger, slender men to lay hands on.
Are you impotent?
Am I impotent? No, not at the moment.
Does your wife have breast aches and pains?
Not that she's mentioned recently.
Well, then I would have no need to visit you.
You don't believe in preventative handling?
No, there's no such thing, Mr. Lassiter.
No such
handling
thing?
is beyond a science, sir.
Beyond a science? You mean it's become an obsession now?
It's always been an obsession. I've been gifted, sir.
You have been gifted? You mean you've been gifted by running into a lot of people who want you to lay hands on them?
No, I've been gifted with a certain gift in my hands. As a matter of fact, I cannot even hold it.
Well, who was the last person that put a gift in your hands, Jacob?
A gift?
Yes.
Well, I celebrated a birthday not too long ago, and
you did?
And Irma.
How did you celebrate?
What do you mean, how did I celebrate? Irma baked me a nice birthday cake.
Uh-huh.
In the shape of a cross. I'm sure you were interested to know.
Uh-huh.
And we went out for an evening stroll.
Does Irma really cook?
Yes, she does. She cooks almost all day long. That woman's in the kitchen.
You do it in the kitchen?
Yes, we do.
You're cooking with Irma in the kitchen?
No, she cooks in the kitchen, Mr. Lassiter.
Oh. How many times have you and Irma done it now? You've been married since what? I think it was May 22nd?
That is correct.
Let's see, that's June, July, August, September, October, a little over 5 months. How many times have you guys done it now?
How many times have we cooked? Well, she cooks about two meals per day.
2 times a day? My God, it took, almost, a week before she cooked once for you when you were married, right?
Well, we were celebrating on our honeymoon and such, so we did it in restaurants.
You did it in restaurants?
That's usually where you eat, Mr. Lassiter.
No, I was referring to, your husbandly duties and her wifely duties.
If you were speaking of the act of procreation.
Yeah, getting it on with Irma, right.
Procreation is the appropriate term, sir.
Well, most people refer to it as getting it on or things like that, doing it, that kind of stuff.
Most people who are heathens, like you, who do that saintly act out of for sheer pleasure, possibly. However, that act is only meant for one thing, and that's procreation. That's the only time it should ever be done for that purpose. You don't get any pleasure out of it, Jacob? You just get pleasure out of laying your hands on people? It is for procreation, sir. Uh-huh. And that's also behind closed doors and should not be talked about, especially on these airwaves. But it's okay to lay hands on people down, at Crest Lake Park. Whenever the mood strikes. Whenever the mood strikes. That is. Speaking of moods striking, has Irma been attacked by the devil recently? Yes, she was. As a matter of fact, yes, she was. She was driving on her way from her job at a bookstore, Christian bookstore. Well, wait a second. I thought Irma had quit that job to travel in the tent with you around the country. She has since, but this is before. I haven't talked to you for quite a while. No, it has been quite some time. That's true. And she was driving home in my Pride and Joy, my car. And I've heard you speak of a Pride and Joy. Uh-huh. And she struck an object. This is I was not with her. She related to me that she struck something in the roadway. Mm-hmm. She thought it was a dog. Got out of the car, and it was a ape-like beast walking on 2 feet. And it was laying there by the road, and she, was of course concerned that she had injured it. And the beast got up and said, I'm all right, Mama. Don't worry about me. And ran back into the woods. I'm all right, Mama. Don't worry about me. Uh-huh. Yeah. And did she pursue the demon into the woods? No, she did not. She's changed her ways. She intimated as such that it may have been Bigfoot. And was Bigfoot? Was that the part of the anatomy that she actually spoke of? No, she was referring to the creature that we read about frequently in the newspaper we get, the Weekly World News. Uh-huh. That it was Bigfoot, and could have possibly been Elvis in a Bigfoot costume.
It could have been Elvis in a Bigfoot costume, yeah.
And so she was very upset that the car had been wrecked when she came home, and this is what she. So.
Do you believe that Elvis is still alive, Jacob?
Yes, I do.
Why do you believe that?
Well, because he was the king of rock and roll.
But that's secular music. I would have thought that you would not have appreciated the king of rock and roll.
It's secular music if you want it to be secular music.
Don't you remember how he used to, shake those hips in a very suggestive way? Does Irma like to watch men doing that?
No, she does not.
Would you permit Irma to watch a man doing that?
No, I would not, sir.
Well, then weren't you a little bit concerned when you found out that Irma knew about the king of rock and roll?
No, I was not, because we have since listened to his music, and there is a Christian message in his music.
A Christian message in his music? Well, I suspect I, like a lot of other people, have missed that. What was that message?
Well, you just listened to his records, and we have since played tapes of his albums backwards, and there are specific references to Jesus in there.
When you play Elvis's records backwards, he talks about Jesus?
That's correct.
Do you and Irma often sit around playing records backwards?
Yes, we do. We have also played tapes of this show backwards, in which you have referred to yourself as Satan. You have advocated the worship of Satan.
Backwards?
Yes.
Do you have any of those tapes handy?
Well, I'm not in my recording area right now.
You're not in your recording area. Were you calling from the bathroom again?
No, I'm not. I'm in the breakfast area.
In the breakfast area.
I interrupted this lunch here that Irma prepared.
Is Irma there?
Yes, she is.
Would Irma like to talk with us?
No, I don't think so. Not today.
Well, could you just holler hello in the background?
No, I don't think so.
Irma's not really there, is she, Jake?
Yes, she is.
Irma left you, didn't she, Jacob?
She did not, sir.
She's not there, Jacob.
Why would my wife leave me? Me, the gift from God.
I don't know. Maybe your salami's too big and it hurt her. I don't know. Or maybe
Mr. Lassiter.
maybe she was a little bit bummed out about all this laying on hands,
She is not. She knows that I have been given a gift. And she's very understanding, and she knows.
Well, maybe she doesn't like you sharing the gift as much, you know what I mean?
What's that?
Maybe she'd like you to keep the gift in your pants, you know what I mean?
She would not.
Jacob, would you refuse a good, sincere person who wanted you to lay hands on them?
I would not.
Tammy in St. Petersburg. Tammy, say hello to Jacob.
Hello, Jacob.
Good afternoon, Tammy.
And how are you today?
I am fine.
I was wondering if, this is something you just do in the park, or, if we could arrange some kind of meeting.
Do what, ma'am?
Lay hands on people.
Oh, no, I do this at my services frequently. I do wherever people are in need.
Do you come to people's houses, or?
No, I do not.
Oh, you don't? Well, where could we get together for you to do this?
I am not permitted by law to give out any addresses, ma'am.
Well, how can I get with you then, Jacob?
Well, you'll just, I'm very well known in this area. You'll just have to ask around.
Well, Tammy, I recall one other time, several months ago, a young man with an impotency problem called up, and Jacob instructed him to lay the phone receiver in his lap, and Jacob...
Is that what it was?
Yes.
That is correct.
Perhaps, Jacob, if Tammy were to stuff the phone receiver in...
May I ask...
her undergarments or something.
May I ask what the problem is, Tammy?
Well, it's right around the chest area.
That would be fine to lay the phone near the chest.
Oh, it would be? Okay.
Can you possibly describe exactly what it is you're doing? It will help me.
Describe what I'm doing?
That is correct.
Well, you want me to lay the phone on my chest?
And describe it, yes.
And describe?
Yes, describe what it is you're doing.
Describe my chest?
Yes.
Is that what you want me to do?
Yes.
Oh, this is disgusting. This is phone sex. This Jacob. Jacob, this amounts to phone sex. Jacob, this poor woman is sincere.
It only amounts to that if that's what you wanted in your perverted mind, sir.
Jacob, this is a sincere woman in pain. And you want her to describe herself over the phone so that you can sit there and fantasize about it?
I am trying to help, sir. If you would not get in the way, I'm trying to help this woman.
Go ahead, Tammy. Cradle the phone to your bosom.
Tammy?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Out, demons. Okay.
Any relief there, Tammy?
I think I'm feeling something.
You're feeling something. Some tingling in your naughty parts, perchance?
No, not exactly. It's just kind of a warm feeling.
I see. Well, Tammy, I hope that helps.
Gosh, it would have been nice to have it done in person, though, maybe you could get him
Well, sometimes that is more effective.
Yeah. Maybe you could get him to give a little more information about maybe where he's going to be practicing this gift, Bob.
Well, Jacob, would you like us to have Tammy leave her address and maybe her phone number off the air so that...
If that's what she would like to do, that would
you would like Tammy...
Would you call me, Jacob?
That would be fine, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, Tammy, we'll put you on hold,
all
and, oh, brother, we've got to see what the laws are on Jacob, it sounded a little bit strange, the way you wanted her to.
Why did that sound strange?
Well, Jake, while I've never, of course, personally taken part in anything that might be described as telephone sex,
That would surprise me.
I've heard things and I've read things, and Jacob, to tell you the truth, it sounded very much like what a client for one of those filthy, vile services would have said to a young woman who answered the phone.
Well, of course, not knowing about these filthy, vile services you describe, I wasn't even aware there is such a perverted thing. It merely helps if I know, since it is over the phone like this, it merely helps if the individual describes what it is they're doing.
Uh-huh. Well, pains in the chest are pains in the chest.
There are pains, and then there are pains, and it does help if you if I do have a description to imagine.
Oh, Jacob, could you hold a moment? I got to take a break here. I want to clear up a few more things with you. We'll be right back. Jacob, I only have a few more minutes left before I have to break for a news brief. Why did you call and hang up earlier?
Irma was preparing my lunch, and the lunch had been put on the table.
Jacob, Irma's not there. You know it as well as I do.
Yes, she is.
Then just have her holler out, "Hello, Bob," in the background.
She's not right here in the area.
Uh-huh. She's suddenly gone to another part of the house.
That is correct.
How convenient, Jacob. Why don't you admit that you and Irma are having problems and that they're basically sexually related?
We are not having problems, and I can assure you they are not sexually related.
Well, maybe that's the problem. That there aren't any sexual relations.
There are relations when we are attempting to procreate.
You mean problems when you're attempting?
No, we have no problem.
Very briefly, again, before we go to the news break, Ken in Tampa wants to talk to you. Ken, go right ahead.
Yeah, Jacob, why don't you just share with everybody here your own personal testimony as to how you came to Christ?
How I came to Christ?
Yeah.
That's none of your business.
Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
He said it's none of your business.
Okay, well then, I would like to tell the audience right now that this man is a phony. He's not a child of God. He's not a Christian.
Why don't you
He's like a professional wrestler that you see on TV, just doing an act to promote Bob Lassiter's show here. There's no Holy Spirit of God inside this man, and I hope you people aren't deceived by this nonsense.
Oh, what a brilliant man you are, sir. You're going straight to hell.
Yeah, okay. Bob, I can't believe you're doing this.
Can't believe I'm doing what?
Having a guy like Jacob on the line, professing to be a Christian.
Well, sir, aren't you being a tad holier than thou?
Pardon me?
Aren't you being a tad holier than thou, questioning Jacob's faith?
No, I look at the world and I look at the people that profess to be Christians and I align it with the Word of God. And if they don't match, then the person's a phony. He's a false teacher. He's a hypocrite. And I would particularly like to say that he's part of the Antichrist.
You're a homosexual.
Pardon me?
You're a homosexual.
Yeah, see, that proves it right there. Bob, I can't believe it. You're going back onto this and picking on Christians again. I thought you were going to stay away from that stuff.
Picking on Christians, sir? How's that?
You're making a farce out of the whole thing with a guy like Jacob on the line.
Making a farce out of the whole thing?
Yeah.
Making a farce out of faith healing, sir? Are you accusing me of making a farce out of faith healing?
Do you really believe that Jacob is a Christian? Bob, seriously?
Sir, all I know is what I'm told. Would you tell me that you're a Christian, sir?
Yes, I know I am a Christian. And I know that there's 100 listeners out there that should call in right now.
Sir?
Come on, Christians out there, call in and tell them what's going on here.
Sir, do you believe in laying on hands?
Yes, I do believe in laying on the hands.
Well,
Elders of the church get together and lay on the hands for the sick.
Well, then what is your problem with Jacob, sir?
The Holy Spirit, first of all, does not specialize in a man's penis or a woman's breast. That's nonsense. Second of all, a Christian being led of the Holy Spirit wouldn't continue a conversation the way Jacob has with you today, sir.
Well, you have to inform the heathen.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to give any more attention to this, but I would like to encourage any more Christians that are out there to go ahead and call in and let them know what's going on. This is ridiculous. I think
That's why I'm calling.
Thank you, Bob.
Well, thanks, Ken. Jake, take care there.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.